Hi, welcome to Home Farm. Today we're going to be unboxing and reviewing this Argus PT camera from Reolink and the solar charger.
It is very cold today.
It's freezing.
There's an Arctic front coming down apparently, which is crazy because yesterday we were in shorts and t-shirts.
21 degrees yesterday.
Crazy, and today we're barely touching 10, so we are feeling really nippy right now. It's the beginning of the gardening season and we've been doing lots of planting and seeding and getting the season ready so that we can produce our own produce again this year. We love doing homegrown veg, and we've got a nice big vegetable garden that sustains us for most of the year really.
Yeah, for quite a decent chunk of the year, yeah.
But we have had a little bit of drama in the vegetable garden.
Yeah, it's been driving me a bit crazy, to be honest.
Yeah, and we've had some suspicious activity and some activity of things getting dug up and turned over, which is not good when you're planting little seedlings.
There's actually been a lot. We've had a lot of holes, so it took us ages to figure out that it was actually a vole. Initially thought it was a mole in the hole.
Yeah, but it was a vole.
But it was a vole. And now, as you said, things have been digging the vegetable garden up.
Yeah.
And one of the most frustrating things is that you don't know what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of trying to figure that out. And that's hopefully where this Argus PT camera is going to come into it, because we're going to be mounting it in our vegetable garden. I think what's really cool about it is that it's battery operated, which means you don't have to worry about running cables down there. Obviously, the Wi-Fi is not going to reach because the vegetable garden is probably about 100 meters away from the house, so we don't have Wi-Fi signal down there. I am working on that, so hopefully we are going to have Wi-Fi across our small holding. But until we are actually able to do that, we'll just be using an SD card inside the actual camera.
Cool.
And from a sustainability perspective, and something that I really, really like about this, is that not only is it battery operated, but it comes with an add-on pack, which is this solar panel.
Wow.
So basically the solar panel goes up close to the camera, so you don't have to take it off to recharge it. It's basically the solar that recharges it. So I'm particularly interested about that because I just think it's really cool.
Really good for any outdoor applications where you know, maybe building, but also gardening applications.
Definitely.
If you've got a shed that you want to secure or protect. For
sure.
In our case, vegetable garden, just kind of curiosity, wildlife, really anything. Anyway, anything that where you can't get cabling easily to it, and you want some security and you want to be able to watch what's going on.
And as I said, the Wi-Fi is going to be an issue for most people when you set these things further away. You do have the option of going SD card, but you can also get those little modems, I guess you'd call them, that take a SIM card inside. So if you've got 4G coverage, you can actually hook those up too. We're not going to be doing that with these because it's very easy for us to just walk down to the vegetable garden on a daily basis, take out the SD card, see what activity there was, especially when we've seen beds that have been dug up. We'll know that it's time to pull the footage.
It's a very nice box actually.
Yeah, packaging's really nice.
Yeah, very professional. Again, it is white. I'm not sure why these companies do all these outdoor cameras in white.
The camera's in white.
Yeah.
But I saw today that you can get the solar panel in black, so it just doesn't have the white trim.
Okay.
So you can get the solar panel in all black, but the cameras are available in white only. The convenience of our vegetable garden is that it is south-facing.
Yeah.
We've got these runner posts that we grow our runner vegetables up.
Yeah.
They're elevated up, so I'm going to probably put that on top of those for the next couple of weeks, so we can just actually film and see what's causing all the trouble in our vegetable garden. The Argus PT camera has now been in for 2 weeks. and I'm really happy to announce that it's done its job. It's identified the culprit in our vegetable garden, which was rabbits. So we've taken the measures to actually deal with that. But as a camera, it is actually a terrific piece of kit. It does what it's supposed to do. It is nice quite bright today. It does what it's supposed to do. But the thing is, you have to be aware of what you're actually buying. So this is a battery-operated camera, which means that it's not fully on all the time. It's basically monitoring for movement, and then it takes about a second when it detects that movement to start recording. So you don't get that instant recording, which is fine.
There's a second delay.
While
the camera picks up the motion.
And the other thing is that the range isn't amazing. I've done a whole lot of experiments. It basically starts to detect motion from about 8 or 9 meters. So I think in terms of an application, if you're wanting to monitor, let's say, a garage or a very specific area which is quite close to the camera, I think it's great. But if you're worried about things happening further away and trying to monitor and film those, I think you've just got to be aware of that.
What does it claim to? What is the range claim?
I think it claims to be about 10 meters.
Oh, okay.
So it does what it says, but I think a lot of people have expectations, maybe from battery-operated cameras, that they would be doing the same thing as a fully plugged-in camera. So you just got to be aware of that.
Yeah, it's more you're purchasing this camera more for the quality, but also for the convenience of being able to just position it wherever you want.
Definitely.
And the fact that it comes with a solar panel, so you can make it completely outdoor, solar powered.
Well, the solar panel is optional, as we said at the outset. But it's something that I would definitely recommend that you consider, because it's just been so fantastic to put it up and not have to worry about recharging it. According to the documentation on the camera, I think that if you didn't do it, I think you'd have to recharge every couple of weeks. But the fact that you have got the solar panel, but obviously that's also contingent on the amount of movements that you'll be recording. So I think if you put it in a high traffic area, I think you can expect that battery to drain a lot faster.
But to be fair, we've got sun the last 2 or 3 days. And today, though it is a hazy sun, it's kind of a glaring sun rather than a full blue sky sun. But the previous weeks we had no sun, we had snow. And so it still operated with that kind of sunlight.
It did.
With snow. And with the snow, we had very low temperatures, and there were no issues with it stopping working or anything?
None whatsoever. We actually installed the camera on a day that, as you said, was actually quite gloomy. So from that perspective, the camera is still recharged. Obviously, they are batteries, so they don't require huge amounts of power. But the panel, basically, it does do what it's supposed to do. The other thing worth noting is that it captures at a 15 FPS, so basically 15 frames per second. It'll give you more than enough information. The quality of the actual footage is very crisp and clear. Great camera.
It is very white. I keep saying it whenever we do these camera reviews. They tend to be white and glossy and, noticeable. They're very, very white, very stark white. And this one is the same. But
it is noticeable. I mean, even in our setting that we've put it in, it's white. We have had a comment recently from somebody that we've spoken about white cameras before. And they've said, well, the flip side of that is there's a positive to that in that it stands out, so people will actually see it and go, okay, there's a camera in operation here, so maybe
it's a deterrent.
It's a deterrent.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So there's multiple sides to the coin. But it is what it is.
What about the way that I haven't really seen the camera, to be fair, but the way that it's mounted, does it move? Is it easy to move into different positions?
It is. So again, this is a fully Wi-Fi operated camera. So if you install it near the house, you get full control over it. We didn't do that. We set ours away in the field. So there's no Wi-Fi at all. So basically, I used my hand to adjust the camera to the position that I wanted in. But I did play around with it when it was still connected to the Wi-Fi. And it's got full motion. So when you actually go in the app, you can tilt it up and down. You can move it left and right. It is a PT camera at the end of the day. So it's got the full functionality of a PT camera. And it gives you full motion. And if you're connected to Wi-Fi, you will get that notification on your phone. And then, so if something does move out of line of sight, you can move the camera to keep following it, but you have to do that manually. But from that perspective, it does the job again.
Yeah, great.
And it's difficult to fault the camera.
And what about the nighttime? It's been clear quality. You've been able to see what's going on at nighttime?
Excellent quality. Obviously, daytime footage is crystal clear. The nighttime footage has been fantastic. We don't have any samples of people, but we have got samples of the actual rabbits, and you can see very clearly what they're doing, what they're up to. So from that perspective, the quality of the nighttime vision is also great.
And then color or black and white, how does it film?
So during the day, it's full color. At nighttime, it's your standard IR footage, which is basically like a black and white, gray and white type, multiple shades, but very clear. Again, if you were to use it as a security camera, I think it'll capture enough detail of things that you actually need to.
Especially during the day when it's got the full color.
During the day for sure, and at nighttime. So because we've set this camera away, I do basically go out every couple of days. I just move the camera up, I remove the micro SD card, plug it into the computer, pull the footage that I want to. So that works perfectly fine. It doesn't need the Wi-Fi to be recording to the SD card, which is great, because if you do set it away from the house or from premises where there is Wi-Fi, you can rest assured that it actually does continue to record without the Wi-Fi. Now, what's also quite handy is that if you do get the solar panel, the actual cable that connects to the camera is quite long, so you don't have to worry about having to necessarily put them next to each other. So you could, for example, put the actual camera maybe underneath the roof and then run the cable up towards on top of the roof if you wanted to get the sun. So there is quite a fair amount of length on that actual cable to give you flexibility when it comes to installing it. The installation was super straightforward, as with most cameras nowadays. You basically just download the app, you scan a little QR code with the actual camera itself. It tells you that it's connected, you put in your Wi-Fi password, and you're up and running within a few minutes. Installing it, again, also super easy when it actually came to drilling and mounting the holes. It's very cleverly designed. So I would probably say that within 10 or 15 minutes, you could have this camera up and running.
What's the app like? Is it intuitive? Is it easy to use?
Yeah, very easy to use. Designed? Very nice. I haven't really had too many of the notifications coming through to it, but just playing around with it on the first day with regards to the Wi-Fi and just experimenting with it, super easy to use.
So would you recommend it?
Definitely. Overall, very impressed. It's got a good feature set. It does what it's supposed to do. It certainly accomplished its mission for us. So from that perspective, we're thrilled. Yeah. We're going to continue to use it in the vegetable garden because there's probably a lot of stuff that's going to be happening over the course of the summer.
Yeah.
But yeah, great camera. So I hope that you found this video useful and interesting. If you did, please give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button below, and we'll see you on our next video. Thanks for watching.
Bye.